Hi everybody, my name is Jacob Vercel. Excuse me. I'm a licensed tour guide here in Israel, and today we are at a place that I think everybody comes to. If you see this wall behind me, that's the ancient wall of the old city of Jerusalem. Now, this is going to be a very short video, about 5 minutes. And what I want to do is just have you imagine that you're with me on a tour. And we've just parked the car down in the underground car park down that way. And we've walked up some stairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk to this big entrance here. And this is the most famous entrance. This is Jaffa Gate right here. So this is Jaffa Gate, and if I go pan a little bit this way, this tower you see is actually a minaret about 450 years old thereabouts, but for some reason it's called David's Tower. Remember, Jerusalem is also called the city of David. And by the way, when you come here, you can see this fantastic skyline. That square building in the horizon is the famous King David Hotel. So, and we are now going to go through the gate. Now you'll notice there's a gate that's closed up. I'll talk about that in just a moment. The walls you see were built by a Turkish sultan called Suleiman the Magnificent. His father conquered Jerusalem in 1517. He dies, Suleiman takes over, and he decides to build the walls around Jerusalem. But the walls are more ornamental than defensive. Jerusalem was well inside the then Ottoman Empire, the Turkish Empire, and had no strategic value. But it had a lot of value because the Ottoman Empire, of course, was Sunni Muslims, and Jerusalem is the third holiest city in Islam after Mecca and Medina. So when you come here, you'll see this big, beautiful gate. This is Jaffa Gate. The walls took Suleiman about 4 years to build them. He started building them in 1636, finished somewhere around 1540. And how do we know this? Because we see an inscription here, and we see another inscription here, and this more or less tells us the date of the walls. Now, Jerusalem has 7 gates. This gate is Jaffa Gate. Why? Because it faces west. And if you go straight west, you hit Jaffa Road, and it's called Jaffa Road because it leads you to Jaffa. Jaffa, of course, in today's Tel Aviv. So as you walk up the gate, you'll walk toward the gate, you'll see this kind of this structure right here. And that is called a matulation, and you'll see that it doesn't really have a floor. You see light coming through, and the reason you see light coming through is because the gate was built, remember, still for defensive purposes. So anybody attacking the gate, if you're banging at the walls, they would pour hot boiling oil on you. Now you'll see a firing slit over here. So they'd be shooting arrows at you. Yeah, there's the firing slit right there. And when you walk in, there's something you have to remember. As we walk in, we notice we have to make this 90-degree turn before we actually enter the city. And this was so you can slow down. Taxi service here. This is so that you can slow down the attacking army. So when we come here, by the way, this is what we think Suleiman looked like right here. And now the odd thing is, and by the way, this bagel seller with these rolls, I talked about them before. They're really good, cost about $1.50. Worthwhile, they sell them with a little spice called za'atar, very nice to have. You'll notice that the wall here is gone. I mean, well, why was this wall torn down? And it was torn down to make room for the visiting German Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm II. Kaiser Bill, we fought against Kaiser Bill in the First World War, that is, the Allies did. Now, when you come here, let me warn you, you are now, keep away from keep away from these souvenir sellers, especially the ones near the gate. They're just, they're just waiting for you to. So real quickly, I come and, of course, I also explain about the city, and you'll see Jerusalem is sort of square. This is north. And you'll notice there's a main road that goes right down the center of Jerusalem. That's called the Cardo. From the cardius, the main artery, okay? Actually, it means axis, axis, A-X-I-S. And the road, and you'll see east-west roads, yeah? David Street right there, David Street. And there are 7 gates. Jaffa Gate, the only one on the west. And on the east, 2 gates, but one is closed. So there's the Golden Gate, also called the Gate of Mercy. Beautiful Gate, also called Lion's Gate. On the north, 3 gates. Herod's Gate, sometimes called the Flowers Gate. Damascus Gate, which leads to this main street, and the New Gate. In the south, 2 gates. The Dung Gate, I think you'll agree with me, kind of a crappy name, and Zion Gate. So before I wrap this up, I do not want to make this a long video. I want to make it short and sweet. But this is really what I say, when I have tourists come here. This is really what I say to them. So you're getting it just for free on YouTube. But do press that like and ring the bell if you want to subscribe. So as we walk, you'll see this. We're coming to a place that I like to sit and explain, or stand and explain. And it's right here, right in the corner here. You see this sort of wall angling down, and you have to be careful here. There is traffic coming through. So what we're looking at here are 3 main historical ages of Jerusalem. This wall, this slanting wall, is Crusader. Crusaders built this probably around 1100 AD, 1100 CE. And and there's a moat. So there's a moat that did not have water. So there's a moat, and there is this door that's called a portcullis, and that was used if the citadel, it's called, was ever put under attack, they could sneak out or attack the enemy from here. It's sort of a hidden door. Now, behind the wall, we see this tower. And if you look carefully, you'll see that the stones have a boss in them. They sort of have an edge filed around them. And these are Herodian stones. So this tower, this bottom part of it, was actually built by King Herod the Great, let's say around the year 0. Around the year 20 BC. Year 0, Herod wasn't around already. His son was ruling here. And the upper part was just rebuilt by the Ottomans. So we see the Ottoman wall. This was built, again, middle of the 16th century. We see beginning of 12th century here, this Crusader moat and Crusader talus wall. And Herod's the Great Tower. Now, he built 3 towers here. The reason he builds 3 towers, let me get this up. Oh, sorry, there you go. The reason he builds it like this is because this is the weakest part of the city strategically when Herod builds, reinforces the city about 20 years before the birth of Christ. So here we are at Jaffa Gate, ladies and gentlemen. a short video. I hope to see you soon in Israel. We're talking about being able to come in October. Till then, my name is Jacob Purcell from Jaffa Gate, the Old City, Jerusalem. Bye now.